wise man say, power resides where men believe it resides. So does excellence. It has never been this excellent, they say. It is a trick, a shadow on the wall. And a man of excellence can cast a very big shadow. It might not be a regular malam, not just a professor, nothing like you've ever seen, unlike your regular hafiz, not any cyber guardian. Talk about the passion to stand for education, speak about leadership, point at the architect and him, demonstrate him as an asset like there isn't anyone else on to hold. Yes, there isn't any. Because when you sleep in the right place, you do not just dream, you get a sixth sense, and with a glance you picture Harvard, a PhD. You see MIT and Oxford. You see championship all around you, and for a moment you ask yourself, who am I trying to be like? And the answer is atheist. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami Sunnah, Professor, Malam, the CON that never looked down on farmers, the promoter, the policy maker, the manifesto, the digital champion, the economic contributor. This is the farmer's Ali. Allah someone yele lafia. To embark upon a contemplative excursion through the vast constellation of his accolades. He is a recipient of over 220 distinguished accolades, both within national boundaries and across the international sphere, including the prestigious Award of Excellence in the Governance and the National Honor of the Commander of the Order of Niger, CON. He's also a fellow of several esteemed organizations, that of FCIIS, FNCS, FBCS, among others. And when you speak of antecedent, do you mean the 18.44% spike to the GDP? Do you by chance mean the 594% increase in the revenue generation? Or do you mean the 174% across all 8 figures priority areas? Who dare speak of establishment when he broke a ministerial record with 4,366 projects? Now this is tenacity. 23 national policies developed and implemented, call it consistency. To bring about the Data Protection Act, you have to call it efficiency. For what is what, Jama'a? Kuce Pantamiya. Inuwal alkhairi. Maji daɗin daular Usmaniya. Malamin ɗalibai, ɗalibin malamai. Mafhum? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fadila Isa Idris, the first ambassador of the Read Write Multipurpose Educational Society. Now we are at the climax of this giant occasion. The combined maiden pre-convocation lecture, and the topic is Navigating the Future, the Impact of Skills Development, Innovation and Entrepreneurship in the Modern ICT Era. At this moment in time, it is my single honor and privilege to invite the guest lecturer, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, FNCS, FBCS, FIIM. Thank you, sir, as you have the podium.
Thank you very much.
Please, after this lecture, we are going to move straight to the Institute Mosque to perform the Jumat prayer. Thank you.
It's okay.
And it is my honor to inform you that Malam is our today's Imam. Thank you very much.
Today? My lecture? In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful and the especially merciful, may Allah's peace, mercy and blessings be upon you all. The chairman of the occasion, our father and also an intellectual giant, Professor Sani Abubakar Luga, the 5th Waziri of Katsina, the chairman of the governing council of Katsina State Institute of Technology and Management, other members of the governing board here present with us, the rector of the institute, Dr. Musa Ahmad Zayyad, and also the former rector of the institute, Dr. Babangida Ali Baba, members of the management here present, lecturers, the graduates, students, all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Good morning to all of you, and may Allah's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you once again. I am excited to be here with you on this campus, Katsina State Institute of Technology and Management, for the maiden edition and also the combined convocation ceremony of the institute. I have been informed by the rector a few minutes ago that today we begin the celebration of 1,713 students that are going to witness this combined and maiden edition of this convocation or the graduation ceremony, starting from the graduates of 2016 to date, 9 to 10 years. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless them, to make their knowledge more beneficial to humanity, and also to continue to guide and protect the institute and take it to greater heights. From the speech of our director, we have also learned that the institution has received some interventions from TETFund in 3 categories amounting to approximately 4 billion naira. This is indeed very encouraging. We pray to Allah to bring many more interventions from the state, federal, and even international donors to this institution. And may He subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide the institution and also the graduate or the graduates to make them more successful in the future. Furthermore, the first invitation that came to me for this convocation was from Dr. Tukur Tingilin, through Professor Ahmad Adamu. He sent an invitation and also a voice message insisting that please, I should create time out of no time to be here with you. Fortunately, I am here with you, but unfortunately, he is no more with us. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to overlook his shortcomings and admit him to Jannatul Firdaus. Furthermore, last week, just 6 days ago, I was with your governor, Malan Diko Umar Radda, in Maiduguri, Borno State. He also insisted that, Malan, you must create time out of no time to honor this invitation for the convocation. And finally, the rector was in my house in Ramadan, together with his management team, to ensure that he convinced me to attend the event. Alhamdulillah, I am here with you. All praises and thanks are due to Allah for this. This institution actually is not new to me, because as the DG of NIDA, the first ever IT hub I established in Nigeria was in this institution. And the reason is clear. Katsina is dear to me, and my late father, former President Muhammadu Buhari, from Katsina State. And he appointed me to serve in that agency. So that is why the first ever IT hub we established was here in Katsina. I think the old campus, not the new one. And secondly, in 2022, I was also here in Katsina to attend an event, and we commissioned another building, a world-class IT hub again, which was finally handed over to the institute through the Katsina State government. So these are two interventions that I provided for the institution while in office from 2016 to 2023. The topic of our convocation lecture today, however, I amended the topic slightly, but the content remains the same. Navigating the future, skills development and innovation in the digital era. This is shorter than the topic presented to me. However, I will make an attempt to ensure that the content remains largely the same, inshallah. Navigating the future. As we all know that we are at the tail end of the 4th Industrial Revolution, targeting the 5th Industrial Revolution. The world witnessed the 1st Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, while the 2nd Industrial Revolution was witnessed in the 19th century, and the 3rd Industrial Revolution was witnessed in the 20th century. And from 2001 to around 2025, the world witnessed the 4th Industrial Revolution. The 1st Industrial Revolution came up with so many disruptive technologies, like artificial intelligence with its branches like machine learning, deep learning, among others, quantum computing, cloud computing, cybersecurity, augmented reality, virtual reality, nanotechnology, biotechnology, cloud computing, 5th generation, and also 6th generation. All these inventions, all these emerging technologies or disruptive technologies are part and parcel of the 4th Industrial Revolution. And arguably, the 4th Industrial Revolution is the fastest and also the most disrupted invention or technological advancement in human history. Because what we have witnessed in the 4th Industrial Revolution is actually unprecedented. Particularly today with artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, among others. What we are witnessing today is actually unprecedented. Particularly within the space of only 25 years, there is a significant shift in the whole world, and this shift has disrupted the way we interact, the way we communicate, the way we perform our jobs, among others. Navigating the future is all about changing our perception from degrees only to degrees with capabilities. The world of work today is undergoing the fastest transformation in human history. The world of job is undergoing unprecedented and the fastest transformation that has ever been witnessed in human history. In addition to that, Navigating the future is all about admitting new jobs that are being created day in, day out, and also all jobs that are being displaced day in, day out. According to the World Economic Forum, just last year, 2025, they said within this period of time, around 2025, 69 million jobs have been created, and 83 all jobs have been displaced. 69 million jobs have been created within this period. And this creation is through the invention of the modern technologies like artificial intelligence, among others. And 83 all jobs have been displaced. This displacement is by implication they have been replaced. This replacement happened because of the technological advancement that compelled us to navigate the future. Furthermore, according to the World Economic Forum, by this year, 2026, to next year, 2027, there is a very high probability that 23% of the global jobs are going to be interrupted completely. To the extent that after every 5 years, there is no job that is not being in any way interrupted by technological advancement. After every year, 5 years, you will discover that there is a significant invention in each and every field. However, in some fields, you will discover the interruption is higher, the disruption is higher, while in some fields you will discover that is minimal or at least is moderate. This is to show to us that if we want to navigate the future, we must get ready for the challenges ahead. And it becomes necessary that if you want to navigate the future and become relevant, we must partake in learning, unlearning, and relearning. There are certain things we must learn, and there are certain things that we must unlearn, and there are certain things we must relearn them. So we must partake in learning, unlearning, and also relearning. In 60s and 70s, in fact up to even early 80s, when we asked our elders, like Professor Sani Abubakar Luga, or permit me to call him Sheikh Sani Abubakar Luga, so that I can copy his mentorship that he has provided for us during this event. The graduates of 60s, like in Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, before their graduation, with some months, job opportunities were waiting for them. Some graduated automatically with a job offer. It is the same in 70s. The opportunities for those who completed their secondary schools in 1960s and 70s, these opportunities are not available to PhD holders today. You will see a graduate of electrical engineering or computer science or accounting or law or any relevant course. After graduation, if care is not taken and if he fails to navigate the future, you will discover that he will spend a year or two without job at home. This is to show to us that the challenges today are enormous. The opportunities are not in any way being reduced. The opportunities are there. However, we must navigate through the challenges and partake in skills development so that we will be able to grasp the opportunities. And this is indeed very important. This is a challenge to our younger ones. the challenges of today, particularly in the labor market, the global labor market, are not there, or they were not there 20 or 30 years ago. 20 years, 30 years, or 40 years, even without a certificate, people were being employed. But today, with a first-class degree, if care is not taken, you will not get any job. Even lecturing in a higher institution is becoming difficult for those with first-class degree. This is to show to us the dynamic nature of the global labor market today, that we must make an adjustment. We must shift in order to ensure that what we acquire, the knowledge and the skills we obtain, are relevant to the job opportunities in the labor market. This takes me to the next stage of our discussion, skills development. Undoubtedly, we cannot navigate the future without partaking in skills development. In the fourth and the fifth industrial revolutions, skills development is not just a necessity, but an obligation, if and only if we want to remain very relevant in the global labor market. Few decades ago, when you graduate, there was no challenge of skills development after graduation. But today, because of the technological advancement we are witnessing, it becomes necessary that we must become lifelong students. We must spend our life entirely in learning. And this learning should be either upskilling, reskilling, or cross-skilling. These three stages are very important. Sometimes we are to partake in upskilling. Upskilling means we must try to ensure that we update, we integrate, and we advance the skills we previously acquired in our field of endeavor. Because new technologies are emerging. It is part of upskilling today that a teacher should learn how to use artificial intelligence in order to develop his teaching or learning planning, or learning teaching plan, or his curriculum, or his content. And it is part of reskilling. For example, it is relevant to your area of expertise. You learn new skills that will allow you to diversify, like an accountant learning data analysis so that he can become a data analyst. There is a relationship between accounting on one hand and data analysis on the other. So data analysis by implication is just like an integration, an advancement of the accounting field. So this is part of reskilling. The area is relevant to your own, but there is need for you to make an adjustment so that you can become a more of a multidisciplinary scholar. And this is indeed very important. While cross-skilling is all about switching from one field of endeavor to another. You graduated with a degree, for example, in accounting, or in sociology, or in history, or in political science, or in social studies, or in local languages. You spend a year, there is no any job. The opportunities are very limited in your own area of specialization. Then you change by partaking in certifications, like in artificial intelligence, or in cybersecurity, where you obtain a certification. Are you following? And this certification will allow you to switch from political science to become an AI expert. Because in the global labor market, outside our universities and higher institutions of learning, today's certification is even more relevant than certificates. Because usually in our universities and other higher institutions of learning, in the process of acquiring our degree, MSc, PhD, or even HND, OND, or certificate of education as the case may be, you will see there is more emphasis on theoretical learning rather than learning by doing. While true certification is usually not theoretical, it is learning by doing. What they call in Stanford University as experimental learning. Experimental learning. Are you following? So it is because of this, it is part of cross-skilling, where you try to see that you switch from one area to another. And this is indeed very important. And by doing that, you can easily become a multidisciplinary scholar. Your degree is in history, but today you are among the leading experts in artificial intelligence in Nigeria, or cybersecurity, or machine learning, or deep learning. This is very possible. Are you following? Degrees and certificates are important. However, they can open the door for you, but only skills can make you to become more relevant and to go higher and higher. And this is indeed very important. So skills development is key, and historically, in order to promote skills development, it was the main reason why Katsina State Institute of Technology and Development has been established. And this is indeed very important, because skills development today is key, and we cannot go anywhere without developing our skills. Many employers, particularly in the industry, are no more after about your diploma or HND or degree. They don't care about your certificate or the class of certificate or just the institution you attend. They care so much about what you can bring to the table. It is no more about I graduated with this certificate, with this class of degree from this institution. It is more about I can do this and that. So the future is for those who can do it, not those who can be proud of where they graduated from or the class of degree. I am not in any way undermining your certificate or my certificate, but I am emphasizing and insisting that if you acquire a certificate and this certificate is not overloaded with skills, then the aim of acquiring it has been defeated. Because certificate is supposed to validate the training we have undergone. So if that certificate fails to validate any skills we have acquired, then the aim of acquiring it has been rendered useless. So that is why the future belongs to those who can do it, not those who can present a paper indicating that they have attended this or they have graduated with this. Your certificate is important. Continue to be a student, either in this institute or in your university or any polytechnic or college of education. But what I'm trying to inform you, that certificate is not enough. That certificate is not sufficient. Our brother Jelani Aliyu left Nigeria for the US. He personally informed me in my conversation with him that from the time he went there and he was employed by General Motors, at no time they asked him about his university or about his class of degree or the course he studied. Only what he demonstrated is his skills in car design, and they employed him based on that. To the time he left the US for Nigeria. This is to show to us that employers today, they don't care just about our institutions, we have graduated from, or the university, but rather they care so much about what we can bring onto the table. And this is indeed very important. What you can bring onto the table is what is important. Are you following? So skills development is key. And there are categories of skills development. Firstly, there is a technical skills. Secondly, soft skills. Thirdly, social skills. In most of our institutions, we focus more on technical skills. And even technical skills, the priority and preference usually is for what we can learn theoretically rather than hands-on. Technical skills are also called hard skills. What you can do with your hand is what is called technical skills. You can fix a mobile phone, you can develop a software, an app developer, you can develop a cyber security system. All these are parts and parcel of technical skills. You can fix your computer, is part and parcel of the technical skills. Unfortunately, our priority is usually to the technical skills. But globally today, there is more preference to social and soft skills than even the technical skills. Because, take for example, soft skills. Most of the inventions we witness today in the world are through soft skills, not technical skills. Coming up with the idea, putting the idea in the proper context, identifying a challenge in your community, and coming up with that idea is even more difficult and is even more important and essential than even providing the solution. Identifying the problem and coming up with the idea is more important than even developing the solution. Because usually the solution is being developed through technical skills. But coming up with the problem and putting it in a proper context is through soft skills. Globally today, the most in-demand skills are, number one, critical thinking. Aircraft has been developed through critical thinking. Computers have been developed through critical thinking. Internet has been developed through critical thinking. Artificial intelligence has been developed through critical thinking. Any invention you see in the world today has come up through critical thinking. So we need to teach our students, and we need to partake in self-learning where we can enhance and integrate our critical thinking. And critical thinking, you will discover even in the glorious Quran, in so many places, the Quran draws our attention to critical thinking. That is, وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Many of them, and this is to show to us why critical thinking is essential. And also creative thinking, or what we call thinking outside the box. There is what is called thinking outside the box. And this is important, meaning that there is no problem that has only one solution. Each and every problem could have numerous and several solutions. So it is important to partake in creative thinking by coming up with so many solutions to one problem. Through that, we can enhance the result, save time, reduce costs, and increase efficiency. So there is no one problem that has only one solution. There are multiple solutions to a problem. It is through creative thinking that we will be able to address this. So it is important for our younger ones to partake extensively and intensively in creative thinking. Look at our situation in northern Nigeria today. We have so many challenges in the area of security, area of economy, poverty eradication, agriculture, command officials to partake in solving our solutions. As members of our communities, we must try to do the best we can to come up with solutions and present a proposal to the relevant institutions. And this can be done through critical thinking and also creative thinking. There is no problem in the world that has no solution. Look at the insecurity in the Northwest. In Katsina State here, in Zamfara, in Sokoto, in Kebbi, in Kaduna, in Borno, in Yobe, in the Northeast, for example. In the North Central, look at the situation in Kwara, in Benue, in Plateau, in Niger State. So it is important that we partake in creative thinking. Sometimes solution comes up from the communities, not from government. Today, criminals can go to any part of our country, commit crime, operate for 2 to 3 hours, and leave the place without any resistance. This challenge can be addressed through creative thinking. The invention of drone, robotic technology, among many others. There is no monopoly of knowledge, and there is no monopoly of thinking. Somebody who is outside the security cycle can think better and propose a solution better than the experts in that area, because there is no monopoly of wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom are universal. They are indeed universal. So skills development is key, partaking in acquiring soft skills. That is why I always urge our younger ones not to focus more on trying to become potential employees. Navigating the future is all about trying to become a potential employer rather than potential employee. Try to become a job provider rather than job seeker. University education or higher learning is not just about getting your meal ticket through being an employee. It is about to teach you how to become a better person. Becoming a better person will allow you to think outside the box and become a job provider rather than a job seeker. And this can be attained easily through skills development. There are so many examples, and I believe there is no time for me to speak on a larger scale. There are examples with so many tech giants globally to see how skills development has enhanced their career. If you look at Indian Institute of Technology in India, they call them IIT. They are among the best institutes globally. And interestingly, this is also an institute of technology and management. They call them Indian Institute of Technology. They have campuses in Delhi, in Mumbai, and Bangalore, and other cities. You will discover, because of their method of learning by doing, you will discover that their graduates are not potential employees, but rather they are potential employers. Based on the available statistics, each graduate of IIT India is averagely an employer of 100 people globally. That is averagely is an employer of 100 people globally. Through developing our skills, you can establish your startup. Instead of becoming a potential employee, you can easily become a job provider and also an employer, an entrepreneur. And this is indeed important. Navigating the future requires you and I to always think outside the box and come up with solutions to our problems, either locally, nationally, or internationally, so that these solutions can become a company where we are going to employ others to work under these companies. So skills development is crucial. And if you want to navigate the future, there is no time that you are going to put an end to learning. You must become a lifelong learning. Throughout your life, you must continue to learn. There is no end to it. That is what is called self-development, self-improvement, and self-integration. So you need to continue to learn or learn and relearn. This takes me to the next part of the discussion, that is innovation in the digital era or in the modern world. Innovation is crucial. This innovation is in the context of technology, not innovation in the context of religion. Innovation in the context of technology is commendable. And if you look at it globally, you will discover that the most innovative companies are the most successful and the most profitable companies. This is indeed very important. Innovative companies today, they are not competing, but rather they are creating new markets entirely. They are creating new industries entirely, and they are also becoming the owners of that market. So innovation is about creating new market, and secondly, having the monopoly of that market. If you look at the global ranking of the largest companies and the most profitable companies today in the whole world, the top 7, you will discover the top 6 out of 7 are innovative companies. They are into technology. Only the number 7 that is into natural resources. But the top 6 globally, they are innovative companies. They come up with innovative ideas, like NVIDIA. Their market capitalization as of today is approximately 5.12 trillion USD. In fact, they happen to be the first company globally to hit 5 trillion in market capitalization. Number 2 is Microsoft company. The market capitalization of Microsoft as of today is approximately 4.02 trillion USD. Number 3 is Apple. The market capitalization of Apple today is approximately 4.01 trillion. Number 4 is Alphabet, the mother company of Google and others. The market capitalization of Alphabet today is approximately 3.2 trillion USD. Number 5, for example, is Amazon. The market capitalization of Amazon today is approximately 2.3 trillion USD. And number 6 is Meta platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. They are under Meta company. Their market capitalization is 1.9 trillion USD. These 6 top globally, they are into technology and innovation. Number 7 is Saudi Aramco, that is into natural resources, oil and gas, with the market capitalization of 1.8 trillion USD. So by implication, the economy is being dominated today by innovation, not by natural resources. And even the natural resources are being integrated by innovation in order to increase precision, accuracy, and also in order to increase their profitability. Take, for example, agriculture. Agriculture is what we are into in northern Nigeria. If you look at the Netherlands as a country, the landmass of the Netherlands is approximately 40,000 square kilometers. By implication, there are 6 states in northern Nigeria. Each and every one is larger than the Netherlands. Niger State 76,000 square kilometers, Borno 71, Taraba around 56, Kaduna around 46, Bauchi around 43, Yobe 41. These 6 states, each and every one is larger than the Netherlands, and their population is approximately around 18 million people. By implication, the population is within the range of Kano or Lagos. Are you following? The Netherlands deployed technology. The Netherlands came up with an innovation, what they call smart agriculture or digital agriculture. In the last 4 years, year in, year out, the Netherlands has been generating around 128 billion euro through agriculture. By implication, what they are making as profit from agriculture is almost 10 times in some years more than what Nigeria generates through oil and gas. And this is a country that the landmass is not more than the landmass, in fact, it's even smaller than 6 states in northern Nigeria. And it is within the range of our landmass in Katsina or Zamfara, as the case may be. But they came up with an innovation into agriculture. They introduced what they call vertical agriculture and soilless farming, to the extent that you can partake in farming without making use of soil. And this is through the use of machine learning, deep learning, robotic technology, among others. They reduce the consumption of fertilizer by more than 95%, water by more than 70%. So in real sense, innovation in technology is inevitable. And this is important that we make use of our time as students on our campuses or after our graduation and ensure that we partake in critical thinking, thinking outside the box, come up with innovative ideas that can disrupt our societies and provide a solution to our problem or to our problems, as the case may be. So innovation is crucial. That is why you'll discover like institutions today are shifting. They are shifting in the nature of their curriculum, the way and manner they teach students, and even the entire learning process. That is what we call learning by doing. But up to this moment, in Nigeria, we focus more on learning by teaching. But the best way is learning by doing. Theoretically, you only come and teach students garbage in, garbage out. Students sometimes they only memorize and return to sender during their examination. They can graduate with second class upper, with a credit or a distinction or first class, but unfortunately, they cannot demonstrate that physically. So that is why learning by doing, experiential learning is crucial. And this is what Stanford University has introduced. They have a very good model. If you look at the success of the model, you will discover that Stanford University, they have what they call Stanford alumni. Their alumni collectively, their profit through their innovation year in, year out is approximately 2.7 trillion USD. 2.7 trillion USD. In fact, almost is even approaching the entire GDP of Africa with 54 countries, and this is only one university. 2.7 trillion USD. And their alumni have created 5.4 million jobs. So you see, their alumni, their graduates are not job seekers, but rather they are job providers. In Nigeria, we will continue to be confronted with the challenge of employment and employability as long as we fail to shift from producing job seekers to producing job providers. So learning by doing is crucial. And secondly, they have what they call alumni wheel. What they usually do after your graduation, you are requested from time to time, either physically or virtually, to train your younger ones in university. So after your graduation and you are successful, certain number of students are going to be attached to you so that you can mentor them. So lack of mentorship is one of the major challenges we are being confronted in northern Nigeria. Today there is a huge gap between those who are successful in our community and those who are struggling. There is a huge gap. People that are successful, sometimes they live in Abuja, they can spend a year without coming to visit their local community. They don't care about what their younger ones partake in. So the problem we are being confronted in air obscurity, among others, moral decadence. Believe me, one of the major reasons is that gap between mentors and mentees, between those of us who are successful and those of us who are struggling or those who are growing up. We must bridge that gap. No matter how busy you are, you must create time out of no time and keep in touch with the schools you have attended. Primary, secondary, higher institutions of learning, particularly in Nigeria. And also keep in touch with your local community where you were born. Create time out of no time and introduce a mentorship program in your ward, in your district, in your local government, and indeed in your state, according to your ability. You have to introduce a mentorship program. Some of the problem is just lack of mentorship. Today, if you look at our younger ones, because of that gap, they don't think of struggling, putting effort to be successful. They only want to be successful on the platter of gold. This is our situation today. They are no more interested in being educated about the struggle of life. Just tell them how they can become rich within 24 hours. A graduate is not interested in agriculture, not interested in entrepreneurship, and in fact some of them to even work in the private sector is not in their dictionary at all. Only government employment, CBN, NNPC, this and that. Unfortunately, this is our situation. So we need to change that perception, and this is indeed very important. There are more opportunities outside government than in government. Secondly, life is all about division of labor. Some of us can be in government, some in the private sector, some can go into agriculture, some can be successful entrepreneurs. So the whole life is about division of labor. I know countries like Japan where their citizens are not interested in becoming government employees. This is only their last option. But in Nigeria, this is our top priority. Why? They say job security. The job security is not in the employment, but rather is in you. If you develop your skills, you will discover that wherever you go, there is job security with you. Because job security has to do with you, not with the opportunity. Go online and read, when Elon Musk purchased Twitter and changed the name to X, immediately he sacked some senior management staff of the company. When they left, he was not able to manage the company successfully. He had to ask them to come back, and he apologized to them, and he said that this is one of his major mistakes in life. Why? The company was not functional without them. You see, the job security is in them, not in the company. So you must try to develop your skills to the extent that when you are no more there, the office will not be the same. So that is why I am happy when the citation of Waziri of Katsina was recited, and it was mentioned that even though he has been super busy, but he creates time out of no time to go to Al-Qalam University and teach. If you look at it, it's not just about teaching, but rather about mentorship. Because for undergraduate students to have somebody like him that has been very successful to voluntarily offer himself to teach them, it is indeed about mentorship. What you can learn from him within an hour, if care is not taken, you can spend 5 years with graduate assistant and assistant lecturers without learning what you can learn from him within an hour. So this is important, and this is indeed very crucial. So we must try to partake in creative thinking so that we can come up with new ideas that will address the challenges we are being confronted with. With the population of Katsina, it is unfortunate that we are yet to determine a solution to the security challenges we are being confronted with. Poverty. And even if we have the solution, we fail to implement it. Because policy development is easier than policy implementation. So we have to bring the stakeholders together, identify our problems, come up with a solution, and ensure the implementation of this solution. And this is not only in Katsina, it is the same with all other states that are struggling with these challenges that we earlier mentioned. Furthermore, we also have social skills. Social skills are all about interaction and communication. Today, you will discover that our younger ones at the age of even 20, some 25, in fact some at the age of 35, they don't even know how to interact with elders in their societies. They don't even know how to interact with their potential employers. They don't even know how to behave during an interview. Social skills are all about how to interact and how to communicate so that you can win the heart of those who interact with or communicate with you. This is what social skills are all about. Make sure that the first time you meet someone, you will immediately win his heart. Whether as an employer or a successful businessman or a potential boss, make sure that the first interaction, you win his heart. Henry Ford. Henry Ford is the founder and the pioneer chairman of Ford Company in the US, a company that produces cars. He once advertised some openings in his company. 2 graduates from the same university, from the same faculty, from the same department, and who studied the same course with the same class of degree applied. He invited both of them for an interview in the evening. They went to him. Upon their arrival, he asked them to join him for a dinner. They attended a dinner together. After the dinner, he looked at the first person and said, "Thank you for honoring our invitation, but we sincerely apologize that we won't be proceeding with it." And he looked at the second guy and said, "Congratulations, you have been hired. You may wish to report to the office tomorrow." Just after a dinner, the first guy was worried. He was flabbergasted. He asked, "What happened?" You invited him for an interview, no question about technology, about engineering, about car, no any formal interview, and you apologized to me and you hired my colleague. He said the reasons are two. I have interviewed you informally, and the reasons why we rejected you and hired him are two. He said, you, firstly, when we went to the restaurant, a steak was provided to us. You added a salt and other ingredients on the steak before even tasting. Before eating, you altered the equation. But in the case of your friend that we have hired, he had to taste and added more ingredients after tasting. But in your own case, you altered the status quo without even know the situation of the food. He said, we need people who partake in critical thinking, people that cannot change the status quo until after trying it. And he said, secondly, while interacting with the waiters in the restaurant, whatever they brought to you, you don't appreciate them. Your only respect is to me, your potential employer. But your colleague, whoever serves him, he will say thank you. He was smiling and also respecting even the people serving him in the restaurant, which is contrary to your interaction with them. He said, we employed him here because we need to employ people who respect human beings irrespective of their social status or hierarchy. Human beings must be respected. Don't look at the car they drive or the way they dress or the title. They are being respected because they are excellencies, or they are professors, or they are doctors, or they are traditional title holders, or they are sheikhs, or they are alaramma. No, human beings must be respected. There must be a general label that we must give to each and everyone. Listening to people, smiling, saying peace be upon you, respecting them, apologizing to them when you are wrong. This is important. Don't look at their hierarchy or their social status. So this is what social skills all about. Unfortunately today, most of our younger ones are lacking even in social skills. When you interact with them, you will be wondering whether they got any home training or not. We reach a situation in northern Nigeria. A friend to your immediate elder brother was automatically your elder brother. You respect him, you honor him, and you always call a friend to your elder brother Yaya Ibrahim, Yaya Musa, even though and biologically he's not your elder brother. Any person that was 16 years older than you, we used to respect them in our communities. In fact, even regarding them as our parents. This is the respect, the social skills we learn. But unfortunately today in northern Nigeria, no person that is respected. Even the Sultan of Sokoto, may Allah preserve him upon righteousness, can be castigated by our children of 18 years. Which kind of society is this? Emir of Katsina can be castigated by children that are not even more than you are. They are not all enough to be even the top 5 of your children. Which kind of society is this? No person is generally respected. We are suspicious about all our elders to the extent that we are even making a mistake. Look at this rubbish statement. Where are your uncles? Where are your parents, your relatives? You look at the entire northern Nigeria with a population of approximately 140 million people and you say Babu Dattawa. Which kind of mentality is this? Because we lack in social skills. We are always suspicious. Even in a situation where our elders mean well to us, we are suspicious. Social skills are also very crucial. So we have to excel in social skills, in soft skills, and finally in technical skills. Graduation from an institute or a university, if you want to navigate the future, is not the end of your learning, but rather is the only foundation that you have established. You have to keep on learning and relearning. You have to be a student throughout your life. It is only through this you will be successful. Secondly, make sure that you realize that this life is not about only being a potential employee. You can be a potential employer and also be very successful. Try to navigate the challenges of this life and become a potential employer where you can employ others. Thirdly, all the solutions that are being produced in the UK, in the US, in China, and all other countries, I strongly believe that we have the talent in Nigeria. This is undoubtedly, we have the talent. What we only need to do is to deep dive and see how we can harness this talent. Number 4, for those of us who are successful in our field of endeavor, either academically, professionally, economically, and otherwise, we must create time out of no time and mentor our younger ones. And finally, it is easier to attain success through difficulty and hardship than to attain success through ease and luxury. When life is difficult and hard, this is a clear indication that the future is going to be bright. When life is easy for you at the beginning of your career, it is an indication that at the end of it, there is no light, except if you are extra careful. So the difficulty and the suffering of today is a clear indication that our future is going to be very bright. Keep on working, keep on improving, keep on learning, keep on innovating, and with the support of the Almighty Allah, you will be successful at the end of it. I pray to Allah for this 1,713 graduates to be very successful. May Allah bless them, bless the knowledge they acquired, the certificate they obtained, and may He subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you. May the Almighty bless Katsina State Institute of Technology. May He bless Katsina State. May He bless Gombe State. And may He bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much for listening. Assalamu alaikum. Amin, sir. Amin, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Rector. And I love you. Alhamdulillah.
And I believe it's one of the publication that is skills. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure.
We don't have much time. It's already time for human prayer. But please, thank you so much. Let me invite the director of the institute, Professor Dr. Musa Mizayar, to present an award of appreciation and gift to our chairman of the meeting for finding time to do us today and for chairing the event from the beginning to the end. And I also respectfully invite the chairman of the meeting, Professor Sanabakar Luga, to come forward with the award. Thank you, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Governing Council, the management and staff of the institute, we would like to appreciate the chairman of the occasion for placing and chairing this occasion successfully. That is our brother. So we like to present this to him, inshallah.